Hi, Henry here, giving a quick breakdown of Scrap Defenders. So the game is a tower defense game where your options are to build several traps, and once you're happy with your trap placement, you can press enter for a wave of enemies to come through the gates. And as they come through the gates, they're going to be trying to get to your treasure, or in this scenario, scrap. And each scrap is used to build defenses, uh, and also are used to as your score. So in the top right, you can see the score. So the more traps I build, the more scrap I use. So there's an incentive to try and beat the game with as few traps as possible to get the high score. But if you don't really care about high scores, you can build all kinds of wacky traps everywhere. And so far, there are 4 traps. There is a jack-in-the-box, there is a hammer, and there is a ice dispenser, as well as a boxing glove. And you can put them pretty much anywhere on the walls that you'd like. If there's a spot that doesn't quite work well, there's a system in place to kind of prevent you from doing kind of strange things, or places where the trap doesn't really belong. So like the ice dispenser isn't gonna really work well on the floor, so you can't place it on the floor, but you can place it on the wall. The jack-in-the-box can't really go on the wall very well, so it goes on the floor. And the hammer is not going to do much use sticking out of the floor either, so it goes on the wall. Once you've beaten 3 levels, you win, and each level gets harder and has more enemy types that have different stats. It's not a difficult game. It's for a younger audience mainly, and it was originally built for web. There you go. WinRAR. Congratulations. But yeah, it was built with a younger audience in mind and for web, so, you know, just when a kid has some free time, he can load it open on some website. A website that we actually made, and play it in their free time. I'm just going to show what happens when the AI capture the scrap. So right now you can see I've got 90 in the top right. So they're going to pick it up and steal it. And if they get to the exit with that scrap, then they also, it's permanently gone. But if I were to say, oh, I actually don't have enough scrap to build any of these things, so I am pretty done for, to be honest. I think these guys are having a bit of a problematic time. But yeah, that's the basic concept of the game. If you lose all your scrap, I think I've got 10 scrap left or so. This isn't going to go well for me, so I'm just going to restart. Because it's a slow, inevitable, painful failure. But yeah, that's pretty much the game. It's a simple game, but it's quite fun because you get to do all kinds of wacky shenanigans, like put hammers on walls and boxing gloves and stuff. Also, enemies do drop scrap, so you can pick up their scrap that they've dropped, so you can have even more wacky animations, wacky traps and the such. Thanks for your time. In the next video I'll go over the technicalities of the game. Thank you very much for listening.